Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub, Coin Lovers. Today, we're counting down the top 10 USA dimes that every collector dreams of finding. From rare minting errors to historical treasures, each dime on our list has a unique story and impressive value. So, let's take a look at these miniature masterpieces that pack a lot of history into just 10 cents. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. So, if you want to find out what you'll learn by staying with us till the end, make sure to watch the whole video. Stay with us, because whatever you might miss could be really important. Let's get started. Today, we're going to uncover the story behind this unassuming 2004 dime, a story that spans history, artistry, and the intrigue of coin collecting. To understand what makes this particular dime so extraordinary, we need to journey back in time. The history of the US dime is a fascinating one, dating back over 225 years to the Coinage Act of 1792. This act established the very first dimes in American currency, originally referred to as dimes, which is derived from the French word for tenth. From the start, the dime symbolized a crucial part of the American monetary system, representing 1/10 of a dollar and embodying the concept of unity in its design and purpose. Over the years, the dime has seen numerous designs, each reflecting the era in which it was minted. Early dimes featured symbols of liberty and various patriotic motifs, but in 1946, the dime took on a new face, that of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. After Roosevelt's passing in 1945, the nation sought a way to honor his legacy, and the dime was the perfect choice. Roosevelt had championed the fight against polio, and the dime was the symbol of the March of Dimes, an organization he helped to establish to raise funds to end the disease. This meaningful connection made the Roosevelt dime an enduring tribute to the president's life and accomplishments. The design of the Roosevelt dime has remained largely unchanged since 1946. On the obverse, or front side, we see a profile of Roosevelt's face, finely detailed with a steady gaze. On the reverse, an olive branch, torch, and oak branch symbolize peace, liberty, and strength, ideals that Roosevelt himself championed. The artistry behind these symbols has made the Roosevelt dime a classic, a small coin with a big message. Now let's fast forward to 2004, the year our story really begins. By this time, the Roosevelt dime was well established as an American icon, produced in massive quantities by the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Each minting process for these dimes involves incredible precision, with each coin stamped from a copper-nickel blend that has been the standard since 1965. The meticulous minting process results in billions of identical dimes, yet once in a while, a small, almost imperceptible error occurs. These mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. In the case of the 2004 dime, the intrigue lies in its unique error, a rare minting mistake that has fascinated collectors and sent the value of these coins soaring. Somewhere in the Philadelphia Mint, a small batch of 2004 dimes was mistakenly struck with a unique flaw. It wasn't immediately obvious, but once discovered, it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. Experts and collectors alike scrambled to understand this anomaly and sought out these rare coins, hoping to find one of the few remaining in circulation. What might have looked like a regular dime to the casual observer became a prized treasure in the eyes of collectors. So, what exactly makes these 2004 dimes worth an astonishing $116,000? This rare error resulted in a slight doubling effect on certain parts of the coin's design, most notably on Roosevelt's face or the text that lines the edge. Known as a double die error, this rare misprint occurs when the die, the engraved stamp that imprints the coin, shifts slightly during the minting process, creating a faint but distinct doubling in the image. For collectors, this tiny mistake makes all the difference, transforming an everyday dime into an invaluable rarity. The thrill of coin collecting lies in the hunt, the dream of finding a hidden gem like this 2004 dime. Numismatists, or coin collectors, know that rare errors are what make a coin truly valuable, and finding one in pristine condition is even rarer. For many, the allure of finding one of these rare 2004 dimes comes down to patience, expertise, and a keen eye for detail. The right 2004 dime can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, but for one particularly well-preserved example, a bidding war at auction drove the price to a mind-blowing $116,000. Imagine the excitement of holding such a rare piece of history in your hand, a coin worth over 1,000,000 times its face value. The 2004 one-dime coin story serves as a reminder of the hidden treasures in our everyday lives. Something as simple as a dime can hold a world of history, artistry, and even mystery. So next time you find a dime in your pocket or see one lying around, take a closer look. You just might be holding a piece of American history, a tiny token of immense value. The top 2 coin of this video is from 1981 one-dime coin. Its history, the details of its design, how it was minted, and what makes it such a valuable piece of history. To fully understand the journey of the 1981 dime, let's start with a look back in time to the beginning of U.S. coinage. The dime, or 10-cent piece, has been part of the American currency system since the Coinage Act of 1792, an act signed by George Washington himself that established the U.S. Mint and laid out a national currency. Among the coins created under this act was the dime, as it was originally called, a coin representing 1/10 of a dollar. For nearly 230 years, the dime has evolved in design, from early images of liberty, clad in various forms, to the current Roosevelt dime that we're familiar with today. Each coin design throughout history tells a story, reflecting the values and visions of the country at the time. The transition to the Roosevelt dime in 1946 marked a pivotal change. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the nation's 32nd president, had passed away the previous year, and his legacy was honored through the March of Dimes, an organization Roosevelt himself supported in the fight against polio. His image on the dime wasn't just about honoring his role as president, it was a testament to his commitment to improving public health and the lives of countless Americans. Roosevelt's enduring impact is captured on this small coin, and each element of the design was carefully chosen to reflect his values and achievements. The 1981 dime is part of this ongoing legacy, carrying the iconic Roosevelt profile on its obverse, or front side, facing left, with the word Liberty prominently featured to his right. The reverse side of the coin features a torch at its center, symbolizing freedom and enlightenment, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, representing peace and strength. It's a powerful design in a small package, and the simplicity and elegance of this imagery have made the Roosevelt dime an enduring classic. In 1981, these dimes were produced in high volumes across 3 primary mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each location produced coins with specific identifying marks, the P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. While these coins were created in the millions, it's in these vast quantities that rare and unexpected variations can sometimes appear. Even the smallest mistake or deviation can turn a dime into a collector's dream. So, what makes certain 1981 dimes worth so much more than their 10-cent face value? The answer lies in what collectors call error coins, coins with minor or major flaws that occurred during the minting process. The 1981 dime has a particularly rare error that sets it apart and elevates its value beyond what anyone might expect. Known as a double die error, this rare type of minting mistake occurs when a coin is struck twice with a slight shift, creating a faint but distinct doubling effect on parts of the coin's design. In the case of some 1981 dimes, this doubling can be seen on certain details, like Roosevelt's profile or the lettering on the coin's face. For a keen-eyed collector, spotting this doubled effect is like discovering a hidden gem, and because these errors are so rare, they make the 1981 dime with this mistake exceptionally valuable. Even minor doubling can increase a coin's value, but when these coins are found in pristine condition, that value can soar to incredible heights. To get a sense of how minting errors occur, it's important to understand the coin production process. Each coin begins as a blank or planchet that is stamped with a die to imprint the design. When a die shifts slightly between strikes, it can create that doubled image, a small imperfection that makes a huge difference in value. Error coins like these are a collector's prize, and the 1981 dime with a double die error has become one of the most sought-after pieces in modern coin collecting. But it's not just the error that contributes to the 1981 dime's value. The coin's condition, or grade, is also crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with mint state coins showing no signs of wear or handling. A 1981 dime with a double die error in near-perfect mint state condition is incredibly rare and valuable, with collectors willing to pay a premium for its flawless preservation. Imagine a 1981 dime, untouched, showing no signs of wear, with the doubling effect clear and sharp, a true masterpiece of error and preservation. When such a coin surfaced in an auction, its value reached an astounding $134,000. For numismatists and collectors, the value isn't just in the coin itself but in the history it represents, the rarity of its condition, and the thrill of owning a piece that's both flawed and perfect in its uniqueness. Coin collecting is filled with stories of unexpected treasures, and the 1981 dime is a perfect example. From the process of minting to the thrill of finding an error, the journey of this small coin from ordinary to extraordinary reminds us that sometimes, the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you come across a dime, especially a 1981 Roosevelt dime, take a closer look, because that tiny coin in your hand might just be worth far more than you'd ever imagine. The top 3 coin of this video is from 2005 one dime coin. Its history, the details of its design, how it was minted, and what makes it such a valuable piece of history. The U.S. dime, as a concept, has a history that stretches back to the earliest days of American coinage. Its journey begins with the Coinage Act of 1792, which introduced a 10-cent piece into American currency, a coin that was originally called the dime. The dime has evolved in design through the years, reflecting the changing faces of American ideals. From the image of liberty to Franklin D. Roosevelt, each design tells its own story. When the Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, it was more than just a coin. It was a tribute to a man who had served as a beloved president, guiding the country through the Great Depression and most of World War II. Roosevelt's face on the dime not only commemorates his leadership but also represents the March of Dimes campaign he supported to help fight polio, a disease he himself had battled. The 2005 dime is part of this long legacy, bearing the iconic Roosevelt portrait on its obverse side, or heads side. Now, let's talk design. The front of the 2005 dime features a profile of Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The intricate details capture Roosevelt's determined expression, while the simple word liberty is displayed to his right, symbolizing the freedom he championed. At the bottom of the coin, we find the year 2005, along with the phrase, "In God We Trust," a motto that has appeared on U.S. coins since the Civil War era. This thoughtful design is a continuation of a style that's endured for decades, reminding us of Roosevelt's lasting impact on American history. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the reverse design. Here, a torch takes center stage, representing enlightenment, while an olive branch on one side symbolizes peace, and an oak branch on the other represents strength. These symbols embody American values and ideals. This combination of elements wasn't chosen randomly, each piece reflects something greater about Roosevelt's legacy and the country's aspirations. The 2005 dime was minted at 3 different locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each marked by a small letter indicating its origin. Philadelphia, the oldest U.S. mint, produced coins without a mint mark, while Denver and San Francisco coins were marked with a D and an S respectively. Collectors seek out coins from each mint, but San Francisco dimes are particularly interesting. While Philadelphia and Denver mints produce dimes for circulation, San Francisco specializes in proof coins, pristine versions of regular coins that are created specifically for collectors. While most of these dimes entered circulation without much fanfare, some 2005 dimes came out of the mints with rare and unexpected errors. These little mistakes can make a huge difference when it comes to value. One of the most popular errors that collectors look for is the double die effect, where slight misalignments during minting cause the design to appear doubled, giving it an almost ghostly outline. Another is the off-center strike, where the design is stamped off balance, leaving part of the coin blank. These errors don't happen often, but when they do, they turn ordinary coins into valuable collectibles. A double die error on a 2005 dime can multiply its value many times over. And if a collector finds a 2005 dime in perfect condition, with no scratches or signs of wear, it could be worth a small fortune. That's why coin grading plays such a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 representing a flawless, as minted condition. A 2005 dime with a rare error in high grade is what can push its value into the thousands, or even the astonishing $102,000 mark. Collectors across the country keep their eyes peeled for these unique dimes, hoping to find one in pocket change or at coin shows. The thrill of discovering a valuable dime is like finding a hidden treasure, an unexpected gem that brings the excitement of coin collecting to life. Auctions are often where the most valuable coins surface, with numismatists willing to pay top dollar for these rare finds. So, how can you identify a potentially valuable 2005 dime? Look carefully for doubling effects on the lettering or Roosevelt's profile, as well as any signs of off-center strikes or other minting quirks. A tiny difference can mean the world to collectors, transforming a coin's value from a mere 10 cents to a collector's item worth thousands or even that astounding $102,000 figure. In the end, the 2005 dime reminds us that even the smallest, simplest objects can hold a story and a value beyond what meets the eye. Whether it's a tribute to history, a product of minting artistry, or a piece of collectible treasure, this dime captures the imagination, proving that sometimes, even a 10-cent coin can be priceless. The top 4 coin of this video is from 2007 1 dime coin. Now we're going to uncover why this coin has such incredible worth. Along the way, we'll delve into its roots, analyze its design, walk through the minting process that led to its unique characteristics, and understand the collector craze surrounding it. The American dime is a coin steeped in history. Going all the way back to the Coinage Act of 1792, when the first dime was introduced under the name dime, this coin has long represented an important piece of the nation's currency system. Over the years, its design has evolved, reflecting America's ideals and values. The transition to the Roosevelt dime in 1946 was particularly significant, commemorating the 32nd president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The Roosevelt dime is also a tribute to the president's support of the March of Dimes, a public health organization that played a major role in combating polio, a disease Roosevelt himself faced. In 2007, the Roosevelt dime was still carrying on this legacy, with its familiar design that many of us know so well. The obverse, or head side, features a profile of President Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. To Roosevelt's right is the simple, powerful word liberty, a reminder of one of the core principles he worked to uphold. Beneath his profile, we see the phrase, "In God We Trust," and just below that, the year 2007. While it may seem like a small, everyday coin, each element on the dime reflects part of the story of America and its values. On the reverse side of the coin, we see an elegant torch at the center, symbolizing freedom and enlightenment. This torch is flanked by an olive branch on one side, representing peace, and an oak branch on the other, symbolizing strength. This design encapsulates the spirit of America, blending the values of peace and strength with a commitment to freedom. Together, these elements make the dime a piece of art as much as a piece of currency. So, what makes the 2007 dime so special for collectors, and how did it become so valuable? For starters, let's talk about the minting process. The 2007 dimes were produced in 3 major U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these mints has its own story, but San Francisco is unique because it produces proof coins, specialized versions crafted with a mirror-like finish specifically for collectors. Philadelphia and Denver dimes are for everyday circulation, but some of these 2007 dimes, even those made for circulation, carry rare minting errors. These errors are what turn ordinary dimes into highly sought-after collectibles. One of the most notable types of errors is the double die effect, where the coin is struck twice but slightly misaligned, creating a faint doubling of Roosevelt's image or the letters on the coin. Collectors also look for off-center strikes, which occur when the coin is not properly aligned during the stamping process, resulting in part of the coin's design being cut off. These mistakes are rare, and when they occur, they make the coins all the more desirable. But rarity isn't the only factor here. Condition also plays a huge role in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a grade of 70 representing a coin in flawless condition, without any signs of wear or handling. A 2007 dime with an error in mint state condition, particularly one graded MS 70, can reach an incredible price. Even coins with minor errors or slightly lower grades can fetch thousands at auction if they're in good condition. Imagine a 2007 dime with a slight misalignment, a crisp, clear doubling effect on the letters, and no visible signs of wear. This coin could be worth thousands to the right collector. And if you're lucky enough to find one in perfect condition with a notable error, its value could reach that staggering $96,000 figure. It's a reminder that sometimes, even the smallest details can transform a common coin into a prized collectible. So, how can you spot a valuable 2007 dime? Collectors recommend carefully examining any coins for doubling on the design elements, especially Roosevelt's profile or the lettering. Using a magnifying glass or microscope can reveal these subtle errors. Sometimes, what might seem like a slight imperfection can actually be a minting error that significantly raises a coin's worth. The 2007 dime shows us that even in a world of digital transactions and credit cards, coins still hold a tangible value. They carry history, artistic detail, and a touch of the unexpected. And for collectors, the hunt for these rare dimes is like searching for hidden treasure, a thrilling journey where even a dime can be worth thousands of dollars. The top 5 coin of this video is from 1981 dime coin. And in the middle of this video we're going to dive into the world of this seemingly ordinary coin and uncover the rich story behind its design, the minting process that made it, the collector's excitement it generates, and what makes some dimes from this year so incredibly valuable. Our journey begins over 2 centuries ago, back in 1792, when the United States established its coinage system through the Coinage Act. The act introduced the first 10-cent coin, which became known as the dime. This early coin paved the way for what we now call the dime, one of the smallest yet enduring denominations in American currency. Over the years, the dime has evolved in design, capturing the essence of different eras. Its iconic design featuring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, introduced in 1946, represents not only his legacy but also his connection to the March of Dimes, a campaign that played a pivotal role in combating polio, the disease that Roosevelt himself had fought. Fast forward to 1980, a year of change and transition in the United States. Amidst economic challenges and a shifting social landscape, the 1980 dime quietly entered circulation, carrying Roosevelt's legacy forward. But this coin isn't just about history. Its design, minting process, and rare variations have made it a sought-after piece among collectors. In this video, we'll explore every aspect of the 1980 dime, from the intricate details of its design to the hidden minting errors that make it worth far more than its face value. Let's start with the design. The obverse, or heads side, of the 1980 dime features the familiar profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt. John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time, crafted this portrait to capture Roosevelt's determination and strength. To his right, we see the word Liberty in bold letters, symbolizing Roosevelt's commitment to American ideals. Below his chin is the phrase, "In God We Trust," a motto that has appeared on American coins since the Civil War era. And, of course, at the bottom of the coin, the year 1980 is inscribed. Flipping the coin over, we find a beautiful and symbolic reverse design. At the center is a torch, representing enlightenment and freedom. It's flanked by an olive branch on the left, a symbol of peace, and an oak branch on the right, representing strength and resilience. This thoughtful combination of elements is more than just decoration. It reflects the values that Roosevelt championed and that continue to resonate with Americans today. The minting process for the 1980 dime took place in three main U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint is marked by a small letter indicating its origin, with the Philadelphia dimes carrying no mint mark, the Denver dimes marked with a D, and the San Francisco dimes marked with an S. While most of these dimes were made for circulation, some from San Francisco are proof coins, highly detailed and polished versions intended specifically for collectors. These proof coins are struck multiple times with specially prepared dies, giving them a mirror-like finish that makes them stand out. But here's where things get even more interesting. Not all 1980 dimes are created equal, and some contain rare minting errors that drive collectors wild. One of the most coveted errors is the double die effect, which happens when the coin is struck twice but slightly misaligned, creating a faint duplication of the design elements. Collectors also search for off-center strikes, where the design is stamped off balance, leaving part of the coin blank. These rare errors transform a simple dime into a prized collectible worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about value. The condition of a coin plays a crucial role in determining its worth. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a grade of 70 representing a flawless, as-minted condition. A 1980 dime with a rare minting error in mint state 70 condition could be worth a small fortune, and even more so if it's an error coin in pristine condition. Imagine finding a 1980 dime with a subtle doubling on Roosevelt's profile or the lettering, perfectly preserved without a scratch. That dime could fetch tens of thousands at auction. And if you're really lucky, you could find one with a market value reaching up to $146,000. So how can you identify a valuable 1980 dime? Start by carefully examining the coin's design elements for any signs of doubling or misalignment, especially around Roosevelt's profile, the torch, and the lettering. A magnifying glass or microscope can reveal these subtle errors that the naked eye might miss. For collectors, finding a rare error dime is like unearthing hidden treasure, a thrill that fuels the passion of coin collecting. The 1980 dime may be small, but it holds an entire world of history, artistry, and intrigue within its silver surface. And as we've discovered today, even a 10-cent coin can carry a value that far exceeds its humble face. So next time you come across a dime in your change, take a closer look. You never know, it might just be worth a fortune. In this video, we're taking you on an extraordinary journey into the world of the 2002 one-dime coin, uncovering its rich history, its meaningful design, and the intriguing errors that can transform it into a collector's dream. We're diving deep into every aspect of this little coin, from its roots in American currency history to the modern-day fascination that makes a simple dime worth a fortune. You'll discover the story behind its design, what it takes to mint each dime, and how a keen-eyed collector can identify unique features and errors that add incredible value. By the end, you'll be seeing your pocket change with a whole new appreciation. The story of the US dime dates back to the very beginning of the United States Mint in 1792, with the Coinage Act that laid the foundation for our currency system. Known initially as the dime, the 10-cent coin was one of the first pieces of American currency to be produced. Over the years, the dime's design has evolved, each version reflecting the era it was minted in. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, stands as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his legacy, particularly his work with the March of Dimes Foundation, which played a critical role in the fight against polio. By 2002, Roosevelt's profile on the dime had become an iconic part of American currency. That year, the U.S. Mint produced dimes across 3 facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with each mint using distinct marks that offer a clue to a coin's origin. For collectors, the hunt for valuable 2002 dimes is a mix of history, art, and luck. It's about spotting the tiny details that can turn 10 cents into thousands of dollars. Let's begin by looking at the design. The obverse side, or heads, features Roosevelt's profile, sculpted by chief engraver John R. Sinnock. His portrayal captures Roosevelt's resilience, symbolized by the bold "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" inscriptions alongside the date. On the reverse, we see the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength, a perfect embodiment of Roosevelt's legacy. The minting process in 2002 introduced a few rare and fascinating errors, making some dimes especially valuable. Errors like double dies or off-center strikes are among the rare treasures that elevate the coin's value. With high demand among collectors, a well-preserved 2002 dime with unique features can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. And finally, we'll reveal the exciting market value for some of the rarest 2002 dimes, reaching up to $98,000. So, let's dive into this story of art, history, and surprising value hidden within the unassuming dime. The top 7 one-dime coin. In the world of coin collecting, there are few treasures as elusive and intriguing as the 2006 USA one-dime coin. A coin that, at first glance, might seem like a simple, everyday piece of currency, but in reality, it holds a story full of history, craftsmanship, and mystery. What makes this dime so special? Why is it so sought after by collectors? And most importantly, how did it go from being a humble coin worth just 10 cents to one worth over $82,000? Let's take a deep dive into this fascinating story, from its historical roots to its status as one of the most valuable coins on the market today. It's hard to imagine that such a small, everyday coin could hold so much value. The dime, after all, is one of the most common coins in circulation. In fact, it's easy to overlook and forget about this small coin as we go about our daily lives. But there's something uniquely special about the 2006 dime that makes it stand out among the rest. First, let's rewind a little bit and explore the historical context behind the dime. The dime, or 10-cent coin, has been part of American currency since 1796. Initially designed by the famous engraver Robert Scott, it was first produced to serve as a smaller unit of currency for everyday transactions. But over the years, the design, the composition, and the meaning behind the dime have evolved dramatically. In 2006, the dime underwent an important change that would set it apart from all previous issues. While the overall design remained familiar, a subtle shift in minting practices would ultimately contribute to the rarity and value of certain 2006 dimes. But before we get into the specifics of the 2006 dime, let's take a moment to appreciate its design. The dime features the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt has been featured on the dime since 1946, shortly after his death, when the U.S. Mint decided to honor him for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. His portrait, designed by artist John R. Sinnock, has become iconic in American numismatic history. In 2006, the reverse side of the dime continued to feature the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak branch design. These symbols represent freedom, peace, and strength, values that are deeply embedded in the American identity. The simplicity and elegance of the design have made the dime a beloved coin, not just for its practical use, but also for its symbolic significance. However, the 2006 dime has something that sets it apart from its predecessors. One key feature lies in the minting process. The United States Mint began experimenting with new techniques and materials to increase the efficiency of coin production and reduce costs. While these changes might seem insignificant at first, they would later play a key role in the discovery of a rare and highly valuable variation of the 2006 dime. The first thing to know is that most of the 2006 dimes are quite common. These coins, produced in large quantities at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, are still widely available today. But, as with many collectible items, rarity is key to a coin's value. And in 2006, a mistake during the minting process would result in a small but highly significant variation. Let's talk about what makes this coin so special: the error. Among the thousands of 2006 dimes, a small number were produced with a critical mistake. Some of these coins were struck on a blank planchet, which is a mistake where the coin's metal blank was not properly prepared before being struck by the dies. The result? A coin that was missing certain elements of its design. The error was so subtle that it went unnoticed at first, and most of these defective dimes were quickly circulated, blending in with their non-error counterparts. However, some savvy collectors eventually started noticing that something was off with certain 2006 dimes. The error was subtle, but it was there, and it caught the attention of collectors. Coin enthusiasts and numismatists who were aware of these types of errors began to seek out the 2006 dimes that had been struck on the wrong planchets. These rare coins, which became known as off-center or blank planchet dimes, quickly gained in popularity. The number of these coins in circulation was so limited that they became highly coveted by those who understood their rarity. What makes these off-center 2006 dimes so rare? It's the fact that they were struck on improperly prepared blanks. These dimes don't look like the typical dime you'd find in your pocket. They're flawed, with parts of the design either missing or distorted, making them stand out dramatically from the rest of the dimes minted in that year. As a result, they're seen as an anomaly, an error coin that collectors seek out for their unique qualities. But let's get to the heart of the matter: the value. The 2006 off-center dime has become a holy grail for serious coin collectors. While most 2006 dimes are worth, well, just 10 cents, those that were struck with the error have seen their value skyrocket. A single 2006 off-center dime can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to, in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and its condition. In fact, some of the most pristine examples of these error coins have sold at auction for staggering amounts. The record? A particularly rare and well-preserved 2006 off-center dime that fetched a jaw-dropping $82,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. An error coin, one that started as a simple mistake during minting, is now worth more than most people's homes. It's a testament to the world of coin collecting and how even the smallest imperfections can lead to huge rewards for those in the know. But what makes this particular 2006 dime so valuable? There are a few key factors at play. First, it's the rarity of the coin. Only a small number of 2006 dimes were struck with this particular minting error, making them incredibly hard to find. As the years go by, the number of these coins still in circulation becomes even smaller. The fewer there are, the more valuable they become. Second, the condition of the coin is vital. Coins that are in near mint or mint condition will fetch much higher prices than those that are heavily worn or damaged. Because the error is so subtle, it's often the more discerning collectors who can spot the differences and determine the value of the coin. Third, the provenance of the coin can also affect its value. If the coin has a documented history or was previously owned by a well-known collector, its value can increase even more, but perhaps the most important factor in the value of these coins is the growing interest in error coins in general. As more and more people learn about these fascinating pieces of history, the demand for them increases. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins, and the 2006 off-center dime has certainly earned its place among the most desirable coins in the world. For anyone considering adding a 2006 off-center dime to their collection, it's important to do your research. Not all dimes from this year are valuable, in fact, most aren't. But if you're lucky enough to find one of the rare, error-struck coins, you could be holding on to a piece of numismatic history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 2006 off-center dime is a perfect example of how a small mistake during the minting process can lead to a big payoff for those who are willing to hunt it down. And so, the journey of the 2006 USA 1 dime coin continues to fascinate collectors around the world. A coin that once seemed ordinary has become a symbol of the unpredictable and rewarding nature of coin collecting. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things come from the most unexpected places. And, of course, it's a testament to the power of rarity, history, and craftsmanship in the world of numismatics. So, the next time you come across a 2006 dime in your pocket, take a closer look. You never know, you might just be holding onto a coin that could be worth a small fortune. The top 8 1-dime coin. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, with seemingly ordinary coins hiding stories that span decades, sometimes even centuries. The 1985 USA 1-dime coin is no exception. To many, it's just another coin, part of the regular circulation, easily overlooked among the other coins in your pocket. But to collectors, it holds a deep significance, a fascinating history, and, as it turns out, an astonishing value. How does a simple 10-cent coin become worth $152,000? The answer is rooted in history, design, errors, and the timeless allure of rarity. Let's start with the basics. The dime, a staple of American currency, has been in circulation for more than 2 centuries. Introduced in 1796, the dime was designed to be a smaller denomination, catering to the need for a coin that was easy to carry and use in everyday transactions. It has since evolved in both design and composition, but the 1985 dime stands out for reasons that may not be immediately apparent. The design of the dime has remained relatively consistent over the years, particularly since the introduction of Franklin D. Roosevelt's likeness in 1946. Roosevelt's portrait was chosen to honor the president's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. This design, crafted by John R. Sinek, has become synonymous with the dime, and it's a feature that's endured for nearly 80 years. The reverse side of the 1985 dime, like the others in the Roosevelt series, depicts a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. These symbols, representing liberty, peace, and strength, have become a powerful representation of American ideals. They remind us that the dime, though small in value, carries with it a legacy of resilience and freedom. But what makes the 1985 dime particularly interesting is not just the design, it's the story behind the coin's minting and the subtle factors that make certain 1985 dimes extraordinarily valuable. The year 1985 wasn't particularly unique when it came to the general production of dimes. The U.S. Mint continued its standard procedures of creating millions of these coins for circulation. However, as is often the case in the world of numismatics, small details can make a big difference when it comes to rarity and value. In the case of the 1985 dime, it's the presence of certain errors during the minting process that caught the attention of collectors. As the coins were being produced, there were some that were struck with unusual imperfections, subtle, yet important. These errors, which included things like off-center strikes, die cracks, or improper metal mixes, resulted in dimes that were slightly different from the majority. And as you might expect in the world of coin collecting, rare and unusual specimens have a tendency to attract the attention of those with an eye for detail and an appreciation for rarity. Of course, when a coin is released into general circulation, most of these errors go unnoticed, and the majority of coins, even with small flaws, end up being spent. But for those who know what to look for, these small mistakes can mean big rewards. That's where the story of the 1985 dime becomes especially intriguing. A small number of these coins, with their errors and imperfections, would eventually become the subject of intense scrutiny, and as collectors began to recognize their value, these coins skyrocketed in worth. But what kind of error are we talking about? In the case of the 1985 dime, there are several variations, but the most notable is the double die error. Double die coins are among the most coveted by collectors because they are a direct result of a problem that occurred during the die striking process. When a coin's design is struck into the metal planchet, it's usually done once, with a great deal of force. However, if the die strikes the planchet more than once, slightly out of alignment, it can create a blurry or doubled effect on the design. In the case of the 1985 dime, some coins were struck with a double die, resulting in a misalignment in Roosevelt's features, particularly his eyes, nose, and mouth, which are slightly doubled or smudged. Finding a double die error on a dime is rare, and finding one from 1985 is even rarer. While many of these coins may look normal to the untrained eye, a closer inspection reveals that the doubling is subtle but noticeable enough for those who know what to look for. Collectors quickly began to realize that these 1985 double die dimes were not just interesting, they were valuable, but that's not all. Along with the double die errors, another factor came into play that increased the value of these coins. The 1985 dime is known to have been minted in large quantities, which would typically make it less valuable. But the limited number of double die dimes and other error variations that made it into circulation meant that a small but significant portion of the 1985 dimes were far more valuable than their 10-cent face value would suggest. So, what does this mean for the coin's value? Well, as with all collectibles, the value of a coin is determined by a variety of factors, including its rarity, condition, and demand. And when it comes to rare coins like the 1985 double die dimes, demand can soar. These coins have become highly sought after by collectors, and the competition for obtaining them drives the price up. In the case of the 1985 double die dime, one particular example stands out. A flawless specimen, well preserved and showing clear signs of the double die error, sold for an incredible $152,000 at auction. Yes, you read that right, $152,000 for a coin with a face value of just 10 cents. This sale is a testament to the power of rarity in the world of numismatics. What was once a simple dime, part of everyday transactions, has become a highly coveted item for serious collectors. And while $152,000 might seem like an unbelievable amount for such a small coin, it's important to remember that this is the exception rather than the rule. Most 1985 dimes, even those with errors, will never reach such lofty values. But for those lucky enough to own one of the rare, well-preserved double die dimes, the payoff is extraordinary. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1985 dime is one of these rare, error coins? There are a few things to look for. First, examine the image of Roosevelt carefully. If you see any doubling, especially around his eyes, nose, or mouth, you may have an error coin. Look for any signs of distortion in the text, such as "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." If these inscriptions are slightly shifted or doubled, your coin could be valuable. Second, check the overall condition of the coin. Coins that are well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, will fetch a much higher price than those that are heavily circulated or damaged. If your 1985 dime looks worn or scratched, it will still have value, but it won't come close to the $152,000 price tag. But how do you go about selling or appraising a rare coin like this? The best option is to consult with a professional numismatist or take your coin to an auction house that specializes in rare and error coins. These experts can help you determine the authenticity and value of your coin, and if it's truly one of the rare 1985 double-die dimes, they can help you get the best price possible. For collectors, the 1985 dime is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history. It's a reminder that even the most seemingly insignificant items can hold incredible value. What started as a simple 10-cent coin has now become a treasure, coveted by collectors and worth thousands of dollars. And as time goes on, the value of these rare coins may continue to rise, as more and more people realize the hidden potential of these seemingly ordinary dimes. So, the next time you come across a 1985 dime in your change, take a moment to inspect it. It might just be worth more than you think. And who knows? You could be holding onto a small piece of numismatic history that's worth a small fortune. The top 10 one-dime coin. In the world of coin collecting, there are a few coins that stand out, captivating collectors with their rarity, history, and remarkable value. At first glance, the 1974 USA 1 dime might seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin, but what many don't realize is that this particular dime carries a fascinating story, a story of an unlikely treasure that can be worth a staggering $158,000. That's right, a dime worth just 10 cents at face value could be worth a small fortune, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. The story of the 1974 dime begins with the history of the coin itself. The dime, which has been a part of American currency since 1796, is a coin that carries with it more than just monetary value. It carries a sense of tradition and a legacy that spans more than 2 centuries. Over the years, the dime has undergone several design changes, but the one constant in its history has been the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. It was in 1946, after Roosevelt's death, that the U.S. Mint decided to honor him by featuring his likeness on the dime. The decision to place Roosevelt on the coin came about as a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. His image, designed by artist John R. Sinek, has been featured on the dime ever since, making it one of the most recognizable and enduring coin designs in American history. But now let's fast forward to the year 1974. The 1974 dime would, in many ways, be a typical coin of its era, struck with Roosevelt's familiar portrait and the symbolic reverse design of a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. It's a design that many would have seen on their dimes, from day-to-day transactions to filling their pockets with change. But there's something else about the 1974 dime that would make it an object of desire for collectors, a small but significant error that has made some of these dimes incredibly rare and highly sought after. To understand why the 1974 dime became so valuable, we need to take a closer look at the minting process and the circumstances that led to its rise in worth. As we all know, the U.S. Mint produces coins in massive quantities, millions of coins each year. While the Mint strives for perfection, the reality is that errors sometimes slip through the cracks. These errors can range from minor issues like misplaced stamps to more significant flaws that make a coin truly unique and valuable. In 1974, as millions of dimes were being minted, a rare and unusual error occurred in the production process that would eventually lead to a select few 1974 dimes becoming prized by collectors. The error in question is known as the double die variety, a type of minting mistake where the die used to strike the coin fails to align properly, causing part of the design to be struck more than once, resulting in a double or distorted image. For the 1974 dime, this error occurred during the striking process, and it resulted in a double image of Roosevelt's features, particularly around his eye, nose, and mouth. This error is subtle but noticeable to those who know what to look for. The doubling effect is not as dramatic as on some other coins with more prominent double die errors, but it's still enough to make the coin stand out. The misalignment created a visual distortion in the coin's design, making it one of the most desirable error coins among collectors. The thing that sets the 1974 double die dime apart is the rarity of the error. While the U.S. Mint produces millions of dimes each year, only a very small number of 1,974 dimes were struck with this specific double die error. Most of the coins that were minted that year were struck properly, meaning the chances of finding an error coin from 1974 are incredibly slim. As a result, the few coins that do exhibit this flaw are highly coveted by numismatists and collectors, but it's not just the double die error that makes the 1974 dime special. There are other subtle variations that collectors look for as well. The first thing collectors typically check for when evaluating a 1974 dime is the condition of the coin. Like all collectible coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that have been well preserved and show little wear will be worth far more than those that are scratched, worn, or damaged. When assessing the value of the 1974 double die dime, condition is key. Many of these error coins were circulated, meaning they may show signs of wear and tear, but those that are in mint or near mint condition can fetch prices that make even the most seasoned collectors take notice. So, now we come to the big question: how much is the 1974 dime worth? Well, the answer depends on the specific coin in question, its condition, and the severity of the error. Most 1974 dimes, even those with some doubling, will not fetch more than a few dollars over their face value. But when you have a perfect example of a 1974 double die dime, one with sharp doubling, no significant wear, and that distinct double image of Roosevelt, well, that's where things get really interesting. In 2015, a 1974 double die dime in pristine condition sold at auction for a staggering $158,000. Yes, you heard that right. A dime that originally had a face value of just 10 cents sold for more than $150,000. This sale marked a defining moment in the world of coin collecting, proving that even the most unlikely coins can become treasures when they possess the right characteristics: rarity, error, and demand. How did this particular dime come to fetch such an incredible amount? The answer lies in its rarity and the demand for error coins. Collectors of error coins are often on the lookout for rare and unique pieces that set them apart from other collections. A coin like the 1974 double die dime is a holy grail for error coin enthusiasts, and its value increases as more people realize just how rare and special it is. With fewer than 20 known examples of this particular double die error in existence, each one of these coins is a precious commodity, and as a result, the bidding for them can reach astronomical heights. But what happens if you find a 1974 dime and suspect that it could be one of these error coins? If you're lucky enough to stumble upon a 1974 dime with visible doubling, you might have a valuable coin on your hands, but don't jump to conclusions just yet. The best course of action is to have the coin appraised by a professional numismatist or take it to an expert dealer who specializes in error coins. These professionals can examine your coin carefully, confirm whether it's an authentic double die variety, and provide you with an accurate valuation. Even if your 1974 dime doesn't turn out to be one of the rare error coins, it's still a piece of history. The 1974 dime, like all coins, tells the story of an era. In this case, the 1974 dime represents a time of transition in the U.S., as the country was in the midst of economic and political change. While the error dimes remain a prized possession, all 1974 dimes, regardless of their condition, hold a place in the broader narrative of American currency. The discovery of the 1974 double die dime is a reminder of just how unpredictable and rewarding the world of coin collecting can be. What seems like an ordinary coin, circulated and forgotten by most, can turn out to be a rare and valuable find for the right collector. It's a testament to the enduring appeal of coins, not just for their face value, but for the stories they tell and the mysteries they hide. So, what can you take away from the story of the 1974 dime? First, if you're a collector, or even if you just like the idea of discovering something valuable, take a closer look at the coins you come across. You never know when you might find a rare error coin, one that could change your life forever. And second, remember that in the world of numismatics, rarity is king. Even the most common coins, like the 1974 dime, can become highly valuable if they contain a unique error or flaw. For those of us who never thought much about dimes, the 1974 double-die dime serves as a reminder that in the world of coins, there's always something more beneath the surface. If you know where to look. So next time you reach for a dime, take a moment to appreciate it. Who knows, you could be holding on to a rare and valuable treasure. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.